Rox D. Xebec was born on God Valley, a place that would one day become both his beginning and his end. He came from the Davy family, descendants of the legendary pirate Davy D. Jones. But because the world government hated his bloodline, Xebec hid his true name and started using the alias Rox D. Xebec. About 56 years ago, Rox appeared at the Leveille, and everything went crazy. He wounded a Marine admiral, got accused of kidnapping 5 kings, and even barged into Emu's Room of Flowers, where he revealed himself as a pirate and boldly declared he'd return to rule the world. During the chaos, King Harold of Elbaf also happened to be at the Leveille and got framed for the kidnappings. Fate brought Rox and Harold together, and they clashed so hard that everything within 5 kilometers was blown away. After a short fight, Rox ordered Harold to help him escape. Though they made it out alive, Harold wasn't too fond of the guy, while Rox swore they'd meet again someday. After the incident, the world government slapped a huge bounty on Rox's head. Soon after, Rox attacked a ship carrying the heavenly tribute and even destroyed one of the gates of justice, a stunt that earned him both fame and infamy. He used the stolen treasure to fund his growing pirate army and began targeting everyone, not just the world government. Rox loved chaos. Using the Davy backfight, he stole strong crewmates from other pirate crews, future legends like Whitebeard, Shiki, Stussy, Ochoku, and Captain John. Then, 48 years ago, Rox and his crew landed on Elbaf looking for Harold. Instead, they met Prince Loki, Harold's son. Rox, being Rox, tricked Loki into helping lure Harold back by literally injuring him so he'd play along. When Harold returned, Rox tried to recruit him again, dreaming of gathering every giant under his flag. Harold refused, saying he wanted peace for his people. Rox just laughed. He said peace was a lie and revealed his next plan. He'd invade Hachinosu, Pirate Island, keep it for himself, and turn it into a paradise for pirates. He bragged that his real dream was to defeat the Marines, crush the world government, and become king of the world. For the next few years, he kept bugging Harold to join, but the king always refused. Finally, 44 years ago, Rox had enough power to make his move. He invaded Hachinosu, won, and officially formed the Rox Pirates. To mark his victory, he blasted 2 holes into the skull-shaped island, giving it the look we know today. Rox then told his crew about his next big goal, to get 2 devil fruits, one of which was on Elbaf. He believed Harold was the key to unlocking that power. When Kaido suggested forcing Harold, Rox attacked him, shouting that Harold was his dear friend. Despite the madness, Rox inspired everyone, telling them they would go beyond the end of the world together. Over the next 2 years, the Rox Pirates went on a rampage. 16 raids, 76 ships sunk, 14 ports, 5 towns, and even a nation destroyed. Their name alone made the seas tremble. Rox eventually returned to Elbaf and found Harold again. The king had gotten into trouble with the world government for helping another nation. Rox mocked him, saying the world government would never accept the giants. Harold disagreed, saying not all Marines were bad. Some genuinely helped people. But Rox refused to see it that way. He wanted to tear everything down. A few years later, Rox fell in love with a woman named Eris and even had a son with her. He hid them on God Valley to keep them safe from the world government. But peace never lasted long with Rox. The world government soon offered Elbaf a deal, join them in exchange for killing Rox. Harold accepted, though reluctantly, and the 2 old friends dueled again. They fought evenly, but in the end, Rox called him a traitor and ended their friendship. Then came the God Valley incident, the event that changed everything. When Rox found out that the world nobles were hosting their native hunting competition there and that Shaki was one of the prizes, he decided to strike. But it wasn't just greed. His wife and son were on God Valley too. Harold and his giants tried to stop him under orders from the government, but Rox begged him to listen. He revealed his true name, Davy D. Xebec, and his real mission, to save his family. Harold refused, and they fought again, allowing the Rocks pirates to push forward towards God Valley. Once they landed, chaos erupted. Roger, Garp, and multiple pirate legends were there. Rocks charged ahead, desperate to reach his family. He eventually found them, but was attacked by the Knights of God, and even some of his own relatives who'd been turned into demons. Despite the heartbreak, Rocks fought back fiercely. Then, Emu and Saturn appeared in some terrifying merged form. When Emu mocked him for being a descendant of Davy Jones, Rocks laughed and said he'd promised to kill them one day. The battle that followed was unreal. Rocks, Garp, Roger, Kaido, Big Mom, and Whitebeard all teamed up against Emu. But even their combined attacks didn't work. Emu then revealed Eris and Teach's location and ordered Rocks to kill them. Rocks tried to resist, but Emu used Dami Reversi, turning him into a demon under their control.
Everyone's watching as Rocks writhes in pain during the transformation, but what really shocks everyone is how hard he's fighting back. Emu even calls him persistent. Rocks fires back, saying Emu shouldn't underestimate the will of a human being. Then he drops a bomb. He claims that Davy D. Jones was once the true king of the world. Emu snaps. They shout that Jones was never the king of anything, and that whatever happened between them has nothing to do with Rocks. But Rocks doesn't buy that at all. Why would Emu panic so much over just the name? So he pushes further, asking if Emu has been terrified all these years that someone would inherit Jones' will and fulfill the promise. Then he asks the killer question. Tell me, Emu, which one frightens you more, Davy Jones or Joy Boy? Emu orders him to be silent and declares that once they erase Rocks, their kind will disappear forever. Emu also reveals their plan. The Giants of Elbaf will be the perfect soldiers, as they're currently divided and vulnerable. Rocks snaps, telling Emu to leave Harold out of it. Harold only wanted peace, but Emu just smirks, saying that's exactly why he'll make the perfect puppet, just like Rocks. Emu slams Rocks into the ground, completing the transformation. Linlin and Kaido rush toward him in concern, but when Rocks rises, his humanity is gone. He grabs Kaido and smashes him into a mountain in one swift move. Linlin tries to stop him, but she gets taken down too. Newgate steps up, clashes with Rocks, and the shockwave is so massive it shatters an entire mountain. After that, Rocks begins hunting down his own wife and child. The Marines were told to stay away and focus on evacuating the world nobles. Chaos erupts across the island. Dragon despairs because he can't get to baby Shanks. Kuma keeps teleporting civilians out, refusing to stop. Meanwhile, Eris sees Rocks approaching and realizes he lost against Emu. She holds Teach close and decides they'll jump into the sea if they must, but before she can, Marines open fire. Kuma appears just in time and teleports her and Teach away. Rocks' slash destroys the ship anyway. The cannons blast him too, but he keeps going. Emu, watching from afar, orders Rocks to continue slaughtering everyone. Garp and Roger intercept him. They don't want their people hurt. That's when they notice the tears. Unspoken, but heard clearly. Rocks begs them to kill him. They confirm they both heard it, and then it begins. The legendary clash. Haki erupts, the sky splits, but Rocks just keeps overpowering them even as he cries. Meanwhile, Shiki realizes the Rocks pirates are finished. Linlin and Kaido split paths, vowing to settle their debts someday. Newgate walks away alone. Dragon threatens his own Marines to save civilians. Emu disappears, ordering God Valley to be erased from history. The battle continues as the island collapses. Roger asks Garp if he knows anything about Emu's existence. Garp admits even the Marines can't justify something like that. Roger even offers Garp a spot on his crew, but he refuses. He has Marines he still wants to protect. Then Roger points out that Haki is the only thing affecting Rocks, but Rocks' own Supreme King Haki keeps canceling theirs out. There's only one way left. Overwhelm him with pure Haki, even if it kills them. They brace themselves. Garp shouts to Rocks that he doesn't know what happened to him and there's nothing he can say to comfort him, but he understands that pain of losing control. Then, together, they unleash everything. And that's the end of Rocks D. Xebec. The world government wipes everything about God Valley. The island, the casualties, the competition, the people, the Rocks pirates. But that day created shockwaves that shaped the entire era to come. The world of One Piece was never the same.